Hello everybody, my name is Kara, and today I'm here with the Rapid Fire Book Tag. This tag was originally created by Kate from Girl Reading, and I will link her original video down below. I was tagged by the fabulous Olivia from Read by Liv, and I will also link her channel down below. First question, ebook or physical book? Physical book. Paperback or hardback? Definitely paperback. They take up less space, they're less expensive, and they look nicer. Online or in-store book shopping? I do both and enjoy both, but the one that really makes me really happy and that I look forward to more than anything is the in-store book shopping. There's just something about getting to walk through shelves and shelves of books that you just can't get anywhere else, except libraries. Trilogies or series? Series. I am not into that whole middle book syndrome thing. Heroes or villains? I can like both, but villains more often. I'm a lot pickier about my main characters, but if you make an interesting villain, I'm pretty much on board. A book you want everyone to read? Absolutely anything by Frances Hardinge. It's pretty much my mission in life to get more people to read and adore her like I do, because her books are just some of the most creative and incredible ones I've ever read. Her writing is amazing, her characters are so well developed, her plots are just a little bit twisty and creepy and just so magical, but not in a way that I think would put off people who don't normally read fantasy. She's just fantastic, and the fact that I've mentioned her in several tag videos should tell you something, because one of the things that I like to do for tags to keep them more interesting is to use different books or different answers in every tag, or almost every tag, because I feel like that makes them more useful recommendations and it's more fun and interesting for me and probably for you guys too. So the fact that I have brought Frances Hardinge up more than once, that should tell you guys how much I love her. Recommend an underrated book. Still Star-Crossed by Melinda Taub. If you like Shakespeare, this is amazing. Even if you don't like Shakespeare, this plot and these characters are just so complex and well developed. This is basically like an epilogue to Romeo and Juliet, following different characters and sort of exploring the ramifications of the events of the play, and it is so well done. Romeo and Juliet is probably one of my least favorite Shakespeare plays, but this book makes me appreciate it more, and it's just such a wonderful book. And similarly to Frances Hardinge, the fact that I have mentioned this in more than one tag should speak pretty highly in its favor. Next question is the last book you finished, and that was Empress of a Thousand Skies by Rhoda Bellezza. The last book you bought? I don't actually have that one yet because I ordered it and it has not arrived yet, but that is The Making of Molly by Anna Carey. Weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? Another book. Used books, yes or no? Absolutely. I love used books. I like buying new books too, but I'm a huge fan of used bookstores. I actually just did the used books tag, which I will link down below. Top 3 favorite genres. Fantasy, historical fiction, and either science fiction or classic novels, even though I don't really feel like classics is a genre, but those are probably the ones that I read most. Borrow or buy? I like to do both, but as is probably evidenced by my bookshelf, I do enjoy buying books, but I also really appreciate my local library and I go there as frequently as I can too. Characters or plot? Definitely characters, because even though a really good plot can sway me more towards enjoying a book, even if that book's characters are not my favorites, like even though that can happen sometimes, it's pretty rare, and actually there have been books where there's almost no discernible plot, where it's really hard to explain like what happens in the book, but because I love the characters, I ended up really enjoying the book. It's generally pretty difficult for me to like a book if I cannot stand the protagonist or like the main set of characters, which makes it kind of difficult because I'm pretty picky about my main characters, I think. Long or short books? Definitely long, like for the most part. If I'm enjoying a book, of course I'm gonna want more time in it. Long or short chapters? Short, because I think it keeps the momentum going and you feel like you're making more progress, and it can make even long books feel like they're flying by or like flowing really well. Name the first 3 books you think of. To Kill a Mockingbird, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Silver Chair, and Illuminae. Why was that the most difficult question? That's ridiculous. Books that make you laugh or cry? Kind of a weird answer for this. I'm somebody who definitely does cry when I read books. Like if something moves me or affects me in a certain way, then I will cry. Like I won't say it's easy to make me cry in books, but I definitely do more frequently than I think a lot of people. I take books very personally, let's say. And another weird thing is I can really enjoy books that make me cry. You know, a lot of times those are the ones that had a really strong like impact on me. But if somebody tells me, oh, you have to read this book, it's going to make you cry, I won't want to read it. Like, I will not pick that book up. So, I don't know. I actually think it's more difficult for a book to make me laugh because even though I, like, will find something funny, I'm not actually going to laugh out loud while I'm reading unless something is genuinely hilarious. So I guess I'll say books that make me cry because I tend to have a stronger connection to those. Yeah. Our world or fictional worlds? Fictional worlds, absolutely. Audiobooks, yes or no? No, I don't really enjoy them. I'm not an auditory learner, so it's really hard for me to retain information when it's in like an audio format. And I'm also like a really impatient reader and one who likes to go back and check things or reread things if I forget something, and that's a lot harder to do in an audiobook. Actually, when I was little and we would do read-alouds in class, I would go to the library and check out the book we were doing for read aloud so that I could follow along and like understand things more, and so that I could read ahead if I got tired of our teacher taking too long. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Yes, I think we all have in the past. You know, it does make a difference when you're trying to decide which book to pick up and like read the back of. If a cover appeals to you or if it suggests a certain genre or type of story, then you probably are more likely to pick it up. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations? I'm gonna say book to TV. I feel like I've had better luck enjoying those ones. There have been some truly awful book to movie adaptations that I have seen, like Percy Jackson, and they're bad. A movie or TV show you prefer to its book? Pretty much the only one I can think of right now is Holes. And finally, series or standalones? Series. Even though it can be kind of appealing that a standalone has a fully contained story, I feel like in general series give so much more scope to a plot and characters, and if you're enjoying the book, this kind of goes back to like the long books or short books answer, but if I'm enjoying a book, then I'm pretty much always gonna want more from it rather than less. Although I don't like when something is marketed as a standalone and it reads like a standalone and they're like, oh, just kidding, there's gonna be like 4 more books. I don't like that. Okay everybody, so that was the rapid fire book tag. I hope I kept my answers short. We'll see when I edit this exactly how well I did. Thank you again so much, Olivia, for tagging me, and I am going to tag Tati from Tati the Tiny Booktuber. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!